Hello, everyone. Welcome back to G&A Podcast. I am your favorite, almost high school dropout who likes to play with pigs, Drooby-Doo.
And I am your favorite faker class servant, Sobroni.
And welcome back to our podcast where we talk about all things anime. And this week is the end of quite a few.
Yes, we have some spectacular endings this week, actually.
Yes, and we just have some overall just good episodes. I would say to myself. So yeah, without any further ado, let's just get right into it with Vinland Saga episode 11.
Direct continuation, we get Thorkel creating havoc amongst the, it's other Vikings he's fighting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so amongst the other Vikings. I'm getting confused with all these faction wars because there's
there's
so
England
many factions.
Vikings, and then there's the Denmark Vikings, and then Asklad the pirates.
Yeah, they're all different factions. So I'm like, okay, whatever. You guys just kill each other.
Yeah, which was great. Like, this episode just gave me what I once again just gave me what I needed.
Mindless slaughter.
Mindless violence, blood everywhere. This time they had fire, which was just extra for me, to be perfectly honest.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why to ride a horse into burning inferno.
That's some animal abuse. Just throw the horse through the fire. It makes your entrance look cooler. Poor horse. Its mane is on fire and shit.
God, I'm like, is this how Rapidash came into existence?
That was the world's very first Rapidash.
And maybe the world's very last.
Yeah. And, I kind of really like the banter that they do with the priest, with the religion.
That was so funny. That was actually really
Who's stronger, Jesus or Thor? I'm like,
I just heard Jesus is a magician.
I heard Jesus is weak.
As a Christian, it made me a little uncomfortable, but it was funny.
I found it hilarious. I'm like, this is kind of like what would happen. Like, I don't know. It felt like a first grader kind of like, your god is so weak. My god is a giant hammer and shoots lightning. What does your god do?
Well, he's a magician. He just multiplied a bunch of bread and fish to feed people. Oh, that's lame.
Weak. Wow, that's bitch. Wow. How many people has he killed? So I like it, and I like Thorkel. I'm just loving Thorkel even more. Like his charisma goes through the screen and enters me. I'm like, yes, Thorkel, I want to join your army and then die immediately for my lack of physical prowess.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, no, I'm good in my reality in this dimension where I don't have to fight and die horribly. Let's see. Oh, the reveal at the end was a little silly when they're like, "Oh, he's beautiful." I'm like,
yeah, he is beautiful. Have you not seen him? It felt like a Clark Kent moment. Like, he's Superman. Dude, he just has the mask isn't hiding his whole face. You can still see his hair and his features and stuff.
Yeah, and half of his face is shown, and his hair is beautiful and everything.
His hair is constantly flowing in the wind, and
God, of course he's beautiful. I'm surprised none of them didn't try to have sex with him right away.
I'm sure that'll be next week.
Oh, I hope so.
I'm kind of like, is it supposed to be? It's still a guy, right? This is pure trap territory. Okay. Because one of them was like, is it a princess? I'm like, is it though?
I'm pretty positive, 80% sure it's still a dude.
Well. Pure trap territory. Of course, Vinland Saga has to be. They have to give in the one anime trope. It has to be. We have to have a trap in the show. Our ratings will spike.
Oh, also shout out to the drunk priest. I just like his assistance. Him just always being there.
Yeah.
He's clearly has devolved into some kind of drunken beast of a person, but still funny. Wasn't he carrying around the jug of wine?
I think so. But yeah.
Wow, that's great.
He's fun. I like the cast. The cast is just great. Not much Asklad this episode. But I still feel like he's gonna die relatively soon.
I'm okay with that because it was a fun episode. Lots of mayhem, lots of carnage.
Yeah.
Good for me.
Yay, mayhem. You know what didn't have much mayhem this week?
Oh, Fire Force?
Fire Force, episode
Yeah.
11.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I can get the anime. I can't get the episode number, so you're on your own for that one.
This was kind of like a mixture of two. It felt like a mixture of two separate episodes. Because the first half was just like the founding of the fire of the eighth division,
right.
and then the whole second half was the 7th Division's territory, which is like feudal Japan looking.
Yeah, and that dude's power, I totally did not write his name down, where he's like ape shit crazy and just blow shit up.
I kind of liked him after this episode. He kind of just seems cool.
Yeah.
He seems like a jerk, but like a cool jerk. Like, this is how you do edgy jerks well.
Yeah, I would say so.
Plus, he had lolies, and his lolies were cute. And equally rude.
Oh, no, I think they were a little worse. I think they were, like, way worse, actually. No, the whole Sun Squad was, like, hilarious, and those twins are awful.
It's like, yes, the stupid old woman who's about to die makes some great mochi.
She can't make these, and what the fuck was the point of her existing?
Glad she made these before she dies from old age. Yeah.
God, awful.
Even he was like, I never said any of that.
Yeah, I didn't say any of that.
I didn't have to say that.
Yeah, I was making that mean, fuck her.
Yeah, they were great. That's how you can tell the Soul Eater Arthur. I wish I knew his name. The Soul Eater creator is very good at creating like just fun, silly, one-off characters. They're very distinct. Yeah, I'm sure we'll never see them again.
I know, poor you. How will you survive?
I'll deal with it by looking at Tamaki.
Fair enough. Kind of interesting that the 7th leader can use 2nd and 3rd gen abilities.
Yeah, he's just like the equivalent of having a Sharingan and a Rinnegan at the same time. I'm just translating everything into Naruto terms.
By Naruto, like half of the members have that, but
yeah, well, no. They were still early on. Give it some time. I'm sure the rest of the Fire Force leaders are gonna have 7 eyes that have different powers or some shit.
7 types of flame. But yeah, no, like that little fight that went on was like, well, it wasn't even him fighting so much as him just like destroying his
method of I guess saving the Infernals is very inefficient. Like, he just blows up all the buildings. Like, yeah, this is how we fight. We just destroy all our property.
No, apparently destroying the houses are offerings.
It seems like a really extreme offering.
Yeah, that
like, what's the offering for the Ape Company? They just have the priest girl just come and say a prayer?
Latham.
Yeah, I like that offering better than let's destroy all the houses in our city.
Yeah, I don't want to
rebuild them.
Like, oh god, an Inferno. Well, I may not have a home by the end of this fight.
It's like when you watch comic book movies and stuff and you see like Superman destroy a whole city, it's like, oh, thank God Superman saved the city by destroying all these buildings.
Half the city.
Yeah. Like, Jesus, you cause more damage than any Inferno can possibly cause.
Yeah.
Good job.
The one thing from this episode that made it worth it was when Hinawa and Obi killed their first. That
was the best part.
Yeah, they killed
hands down.
They killed the first Inferno, and then he's like, "Hey, you're really nice." And then like you see Hinawa's like contorted face, like, hearing his like dead friend's words, and I'm just like, I
really wish this was like. I wish that part was the whole episode. Like, the whole episode just focused on that, on their meeting each other and stuff, because that was such a great like. I love both of them so much more now.
Oh, that was such a powerful scene. Also, I didn't realize, for some reason I thought that like Hinawa's friend was actually Obi.
Yeah, I thought that too at first.
And
like, it's a young Obi.
And then I'm just like, oh, who's this random person like becoming an Inferno? I guess it's just like his roommate. No, his roommate's an Inferno. That's random. But then I remember seeing everything, and I see me Obi, and I'm like, wait, I missed something.
Yeah, go back and rewatch.
I go back and rewatch. I'm like, oh, that same person was his friend who was having that super serious conversation about being shot with a baptized gun.
I kind of wish it wasn't so on the nose. Like, all right, clearly you're going to turn into an inferno. You're having this conversation about baptized guns and dying.
Oh, I didn't think it was gonna happen.
Oh, I totally saw that coming.
Oh, I didn't call it.
Super
But
fun.
I didn't call it because I didn't think that was like. I thought
that
was
OB.
Obi.
Yeah.
So I didn't see that coming. Yeah, no. If I knew that was like his friend giving him his soul's giant speech, then yeah, I probably would agree with you.
But overall, good episode. I think the show's going on hiatus or something.
I heard it's going on hiatus until like the 11th.
Okay, so then we'll get more Fire Force then. It was a good note to leave off on, at least. Didn't fall flat. So let's move on to a show that is ending, or has ended. Dumbell Nan-Kilo episode 12.
Yes, it is the last episode. Best swimsuit, I say Akemi.
Can I vote for what's her name, her friend, when she's like practically naked?
No,
the censored swimsuit. No, I think Gina's was the best, honestly.
Oh no, I like Akemi. You know, I like that elegant, like
Yeah.
with the hat on too. Oh, I was like, no, she wins.
She was classy.
She literally just looks like someone Carmella.
I think Gina just looked the sexiest, so I go for whoever's the sexiest, and I'm going with Gina.
I don't know. I feel like everyone else was just very plain. It was just like one.
Hibiki's was super plain.
Yeah, hers.
I would have expected more.
Yeah, I love how they went into exercise like about traps, like trap exercise.
Should have made a meta joke about that, but I know.
Why would they make a joke about
have like a trap character show up or something?
Oh my, that would be that. I think that for them, even for them, that'd be too much.
Yeah,
it probably would have made it almost episode of the week, but
I love Well, the other thing is Gina like it was huge this episode for me because she had the best jokes. Her going on stage like, don't worry, I got my secret strategy to win this contest. That shit, exactly. And there's like some other random Russian student is like, I'm gonna do this Russian Kousei dance. No, my strategy.
Like, no, my dance. I'm like, okay, I guess you're not the only Russian in Japan. This random competition.
Of all the Russians in Japan, why this one?
Zanen desu ne.
I'm glad the sensei showed up too, even though they didn't do anything this episode. They were just there, but they were just there for the purpose of you get to see what they look like in swimsuits.
Yeah, basically, I more or less ignore them, but shit. They made some nice. They did do some nice meta jokes, like in and out.
Yeah,
they didn't lay on as thick as they did that one.
They did. My two favorite jokes came at the very end, which is I think what saved the episode for me. One was the whole weightlifting contest, and Akemi is like having the flashback, and she's like, "Oh yes, we're finally having our true competition." And then he's like, "I'm so hungry, I didn't even start the contest." Yeah, that was fun.
I love when they had all that hype for like a very like anticlimactic ending. Like was very like funny because like they had like their auras and like the two dragons and.
I think the funniest moment of the show, period, for me, like the whole show, was definitely the ending with Jason Statham dying in the boat, and then playing the stupid, sappy, like Celine Dion music.
Oh, you mean wait? That happened in halfway through.
No, that happened at the end.
No. Wait. Wait, what about? Are you talking about the scene where like it's still sunset?
It's
and he he dies. He's like, I'm sorry, like I had fun. And Snyder's like, oh my god, and then tears are coming out of his eyes.
Yeah,
and it's like it's okay. Yeah, that's definitely halfway.
That was not halfway. That was the ending scene. And then afterwards, Barney comes out of the ocean.
Right, That was after the
whole contest and everything. That was
You're right. Sorry, I don't know why I thought that was halfway. You're right.
That was
Yeah.
just the combo of the music. Actually, the song was pretty good, but the combo of the song and
Yeah, the song, I was like, wait, what the fuck?
the song was like so random, like together
English?
forever.
Yeah, it was like in English too. And I'm like, what the fuck is
It was
going
like
on?
clearly trying to mimic the beat of "My Heart Will Go On" or something.
Like he's like crying and everything. I'm just like, what the hell?
It was a good way to end the season, and I'm so
agree.
mad because it's never gonna end season 2.
It never will.
I don't know. Well, maybe because this show, I feel like this is obscure enough. It might have a chance to get a season 2. Maybe. Maybe not.
Yeah, most likely not. We like it, so it won't.
Yeah, we like it, so of course, season 2 never.
Yeah.
Final verdicts.
I'll give it an 8. Solid 8.
I also give it an 8. Way above average, or way better than has any right being. 'Cause if you need a good comedy anime to binge, and you want something that's like a bit more meta, and also that will motivate you to work out.
Yeah, this is really good for working out. They're actually, like, I think it's really ambitious. This is one of the 2 very ambitious comedies, because it's like, it's an anime about working out. Like, that is very out there.
Yeah,
and it's an ecchi.
it's an ecchi, even though it doesn't really play up ecchi that much. Well, it does sometimes. It's certain
like,
times.
All
the workouts.
Like, all 90% of the workouts, it all ends with them being all like, we're ecchi. Yes, it's more I agree it's more comedy than ecchi.
Yeah.
I feel like they just add that stuff to just be like, oh my god, we're ecchi.
I think it did a good job of like balancing all of that though. Like even though it wasn't super ecchi, the ecchi does have is pretty good. And then of course the workout parts are great, and it had very good comedy. Pretty consistent. There's like a couple episodes where it's just kind of like not that great.
Yeah,
but it's like I would say like that's like 2 of the 12 episodes, 2 or 3 episodes are kind of weak. So I think an 8 is exactly what it deserves, and you should check it out if you want a decent little comedy show.
Okay, I think that is that. Now let's move on to Danmachi 2, episode 11.
Yes. Start of a new arc. Start of a 2-episode arc.
First of all, welcome back to an episode of Danmachi 2, aka Freya is still the baddest bitch. She doesn't even have to be in this episode, and I still feel her presence, and she continues to bless me with her badass bitchness. Now that we got that out of the way, speaking of bad bitches, I love that they still have Aisha.
Oh, thank God they confirmed Aisha and the cute Amazoness, that cute girl, is still alive. Oh, thank God.
Yes, and she's just like, I'm gonna go back to doing what I love most, and that's just sucking dick and getting money for it.
Yeah, like here's a bunch of dick to suck over there. We're heading out, girl.
Yeah, like hey, oh my God.
She had like a line of like, the great thing about being a prostitute is there's always dick to suck. So bye, we out. We have out of a job.
Exactly. And I'm just like, damn. After all day, she could just join any familia and been fine, but she really just loves being a hoe so bad.
She's like, I can promise you unlimited power. Sorry, I just want dick. Bye.
I'm like, I actually can respect the hell out of her for that.
Best character.
I'm like, because she's also level 3, so she's not even weak or anything.
No, she's like really, really
She's as strong as Belle, and it's like, I just want dick and get money for it.
Yeah,
because it's what I'm best at.
Shout out to her living her life, doing what she found her calling in life, and she is sticking with it.
Yes, we on this channel. We do not sex shame anyone.
No, I wish I could be as true to my lifestyle as Aisha is.
I wish I could be a successful hoe.
Yeah.
What? So, because this anime is about as subtle as a handbrake when it comes to setup, they of course introduced the 3 great quests.
Exposition.
Yeah, right. Oh, there's for no reason, we're talking about these 3 quests. Yeah, and 2 of them were killed by Zeus's and Hera's familia, which were wiped out.
Yeah. And now Freya and Loki and the rest of them are there.
Yep, and I'm just like, cool.
Thanks for telling us this now. I kind of feel like that should have been an opener for the season or something. You know, like maybe put that in the first episode or something. It just feels random to put that here.
Yeah, it's like, I wonder why.
And we get introduced to Ares, who is not like his counterparts in most other mediums that have Greek gods in them, because he's really stupid.
God, he's so stupid. I love it. I love
he's
this
so
Ares.
much fun. Him spotting Hestia, he's like, Hestia, I gotta kidnap her right now. I got her. Let's go.
I don't have to go to the city. I'm great.
Oh, that was great. Actually, I'm feeling like Freya is best, but only because also all the other gods are pretty stupid. Like, there's so many incompetent gods.
Speaking of incompetent gods, yep, I am dubbing Hestia as the useless goddess 2.0.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah, it's rough, but it's also very true after this episode. Who gets herself kidnapped and then is dumb enough to trip down a fucking ravine. Like, god damn, you are literally making this so painful. You're making Belle's existence really painful right now. All just because he didn't want your goddess pussy. Are you serious? This is all happening because you're just mad.
She is pretty salty about it. I loved her saltiness in the beginning, though, with Haruhime clearly falling for Belle, and like I love the little scene where she like got her tail like has to like no holding hands, and then she like wraps her tail close to no tails either.
It's like, only if you knew she's actually trying to grab the panties.
Yeah, that was great. I'm liking Haruhime. I feel like she fits in with the dynamic of everyone else, and it's nice to have some level-headed girl as opposed to Lily, who's constantly like clawing at Hestia.
Right. Speaking of which, that was great. The 2 of them, when they were going back and forth, that was great. I love when she like kind of like knocks Hestia to the floor, and then Hestia literally just tosses.
Hestia picks her up and throws her.
It was like playing Smash, when you knock someone up and then they just like fall on the screen.
Hestia up throw. Hestia for Smash.
Yeah, she smashed Lily right off the stage. And then it's just gonna go back to like adventures of Aisha the hoe. Like, she's just like, ugh, no one here wants to fuck me. God, you guys are all useless.
They're all dying out on the floor, bleeding out.
And they're like, I don't care, does your dick still work, and do you have money? and they're like, hey, we found a night here, it was pretty lively. And I'm just like, I'm kind of scared, because I feel like they found a lively night, and I feel like either he's about to blow all their backs out, and they're like, oh my god, yeah, we're actually just gonna fight for you now. Or he's going to kill them because he's like a psychopath. I'm scared for Aisha.
I was feeling more like he was just gonna be overwhelmed because there was gonna be like 5 Amazons on top of him, and then he would just die from exhaustion.
Oh my god, that's literally best case scenario.
Yeah, this was but overall this episode was it felt, I don't want to say it felt fillery, because it wasn't filler, because it had some important stuff in it. But it just feels weird. Like, the placement of it just feels like, I feel like this would have been...
It feels Danmachi as hell to me.
I know, but still, I feel like I wanted more. More!
I mean, of course I always want more, but like I said, lower expectations for this series.
I'm interested to see how it ends off.
Oh god. Oh, that's the thing that's gonna... I know it's gonna trigger me the most.
What, the ending?
Like, oh my god, we're stuck in a really tough position, but let's use this time being stuck to figure out our feelings for each other.
No, you know that's gonna happen
blah,
tomorrow,
blah,
next week.
Blah, 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 Hestia. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, you know that's gonna
happen. I don't know what the
happen.
rest is because it's assumed that I shot myself.
It's gonna end... I'm gonna do my prediction for the ending. The ending is going to be Belle and Hestia talking, whatever, through the whole episode. And then at the end of the episode, they're gonna be holding hands as the sun is setting, and they're gonna look at each other's eyes and say some, like, silly whatever catchphrase, like these bells are like, I really love you as a goddess or something, I really respect you, some stupid shit. And then all his familia is gonna find him and jump on top of them, and it's gonna be like, Danmachi Season 2, the end. I don't feel like there's gonna be.
If that happens, losing a whole point.
No, don't be like that. Don't be like that.
Awful. That sounds like a.
It's gonna be super generic.
That sounds like 20 minutes I can never get back.
Listen, you know how I usually hype up something? I'm trying to like de-hype an episode now. This is gonna be the most generic ending possible for the show.
I don't know why you think that's gonna work on me.
I'm trying to de-hype you.
No, it doesn't. It just makes me not look forward to the next episode.
Well, we'll see. If you keep your expectations low, they can never fall, as they say in the world of Danmachi.
Well, luckily, this next series, as it ends, is always, well, I would say it's basically fulfilled expectations I have for it.
Yeah.
It is the last episode of Doshi Kousei, episode 12.
Yeah, I think the ending for this was also very much perfect. Like the the last scene was perfect.
Yeah, it actually was like. At first, I was scared because I'm like, oh no, they're gonna be a little too serious with like, her getting left back.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like they could totally do what you hate the most and be like very like drama heavy about
straightforward and serious. Yeah.
Yes, luckily they did that last episode, and even then that was cute. Once again I love how Oda is literally me. Like Oda is me, I am Oda. Like I was getting in her face and being like, "Bitch, you better fucking study."
Yeah, I got totally serious Drew vibes from this episode. I'm like, Drew does this constantly. Study! I said study as a test! Ah!
Okay, I don't ever do that to you.
Well, not to me, but to other people.
Like whom?
I don't know. Rich?
Yeah, I told Rich all people Alright. But yeah. Oh god, there's so much stuff about this episode. It's weirdly, like, besides the fact that they're trying to help her study, it's like weirdly, like, not, what's the word I'm looking, disjointed.
Yeah, it was.
It's weirdly disjointed. I'm trying to find a way where I can like talk about one thing and go from there. But I'm like, no, they all seem very like choppy.
There was a few scenes that had really nice like attention to detail stuff, like in the background. Like there was the one that I think of was Woda and Baka were fighting with each other, and you just see like Loli walking in the background, going to her seat, and then Baka like screams, and Loli like gets scared and jumps up and turns around, and it's like, oh, she's not talking to me, and then she just keeps walking quietly to her seat. I'm like, it's such random, just like, oh, that's so true. It like makes it feel alive. Yeah.
And another one is when like Majo just shoves that liquid poison down Baka's throat, and while Baka's like bleeding from her nose and about to die, you just see Robo just playing with the liquid, like sniffing it, playing with it.
Yeah, it's so good. So much like background detail.
Oh, they do background detail like amazingly well. Like I don't think I can think of another anime where just like background stuff is just so like so much almost as much detail as like the actual
stuff that's going on in the scene, right?
I still remember that scene where Majime and Yamai.
Yeah, that was the best.
The crane scene, and then meanwhile, the girl in the background is like telling the guy that he's not. I had
to pause that scene and go back because I was like, "Shut up, Majime! I want to know what's going on in the background of the scene."
Literally, that whole different person. She's like, "Well, I'm kind of actually not interested in you."
Yeah, it was such a. I love the little jokes that they added too. Like there was a few. Just random bits of the one where Lily has the Pocky, and then Baka like just spits all over it, and then Lily comes in and just bites one and fucking collapses.
Oh my god! And then when Robo's trying to get her to like study, she just writes on her. First, she writes all over her.
Yeah, like permanent, permanent marker. And
then she puts a contraption where she like falls asleep and just like springs her eyes open and she's like screaming, and then Motoru's just like, pretending you don't know. You don't
know. And then even when Baka runs away into the pig farm, which is stupid random. I love it. But they go to the
It's
pig
so
farm,
super random.
and she's like, all the pigs are named after
like,
them.
her schoolmates. Like, what? And then after like the serious moment, she like hugs like Woda the pig. Oh my god.
There's so much like to love about the show, and this episode was just like did a good job of like showing all of it.
Even though Kotatsu table was like,
oh, that was such a relatable scene.
It was, but there's nothing. There's like nothing.
Mm.
I mean, you know, at least she was kind enough to ask if she can fart.
Yeah, like just doing stupid little fart jokes or whatever, and then meanwhile, Robo's just playing with oranges on the table.
Yeah, like, it was just a good, it was just a really, it was a good episode. It was a good series. Jesus Christ.
Was. And of course the ending scene of just, the after credit scene, yeah.
Where, oh god, where they think you got left back and they were just in the wrong...
I was confused as hell because she was talking to Robo. And like, that does not look like Robo. And like, they have the same hair.
Oh, I knew it wasn't her. I'm just like, oh shit, did she actually just get left back?
She was like having a mental breakdown. And then Yamai is just there too.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, did they both get left back?
And then they get pulled out, and this girl comes out of a locker. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Just a random girl come out of the locker. Oh man, I really... If anything gets a season 2 from this season, I really want it to be this show.
Me?
So
oh my god, absolutely. Because even then, in my mind, and just hear me out, I think it might get a season 2. Only because they had characters that they were, like, had distinct features.
Mm-hmm.
Like the new girl. Like, did you notice that? They're like,
yeah, she had like pink hair. Yeah. They could.
I don't think
that.
they would go. They wouldn't do all that just to be like, okay, we're ending here.
And it ended on a good like takeoff point for next year because like they just started their second year. You can do a whole thing off that.
And so I am going to be optimistic for this one in terms of whether or not it can be continued.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, what is your score?
My score... I'm wavering between 8.5 and 9. If I remember correctly, I gave Kaguya... I think I gave it 9 or 9.5. I don't think this is as good as Kaguya-sama, but I would say it's like one step below it. So I think I'm gonna go with the 9. Pretty sure I gave Kaguya-sama 9.5. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure you gave it 9.5 as well. And yeah, that is my score for it as well. It is also a 9. I was actually gonna give it like be super cheap and be like an 8.75, but then I don't know. After this episode, after getting to the end of this episode, I was just like, nope, you earned your 9.
Yeah, it ended so well, so perfectly.
And it's like even like the parts where aren't just like they just seem really random. They're just talking and doing whatever. It's like you think about it's this episode. I think like the series, the Joushi Kousei no Mudazukai, isn't it called like the boring the random or the boring life?
Like the boring life of high school girls. Yeah.
Exactly. Like those scenes, like it just cements that whole concept. It just really brings it all together in such a like perfect way. And excuse me. And I think once again, just like with Dumbell, going from this angle was very ambitious. Mm-hmm. It was because it was so out of like nowhere, and
it has a really unique form of comedy. Like
yes,
it's
really very
unique.
unique taste.
So if you're looking for something different, I definitely say check this out.
Yeah,
it might not be for everyone,
funny.
but it is hilarious.
It might not be.
It's hilarious if you like this type of like absurd.
If you like
humor.
The Office, this is like The Office.
That's great. That's literally a great. That's a great comparison.
Yeah,
this is The Office of high school girls.
Exactly, essentially.
Does that make Baka? What's his name? Fuck, I forgot the main character's name from The Office.
Don't hate me. I haven't watched The Office. I was like,
no.
I know. I better watch it before it leaves Netflix.
Yes, do that. Might have already left, I think.
I know. I think they already left. Oh, I don't care. I can find somewhere else.
All right, let's move on. We still have more shows to talk about. Oh, this hasn't ended yet. Oh, thank God. We have El-Melloi, the second episode, 13 or 12. Were you shocked by the mystery?
I will say I'm cool with it because it was finally like a culprit, like a human culprit. Like I'm like that's all I wanted. Like I'm like bare minimum, give me a culprit that's living. Please not say it was the train all along or it was this.
It's a step above that. Like it wasn't amazing or that great. It still felt kind of like a cop out, or it's like it was a fake character. Yeah, like he was posing as a. It just kind of removes the whole stakes from the situation or whatever.
I mean, you can't. I mean, yeah, but so did like. I'll take that over it being the house or it being. Oh, it was a mistake.
It was the trees. Yeah, no, it was fine. It's nothing amazing, but it did it. At least it wasn't stupid.
Yeah, and you know what? As much as that was like not amazing, all the fighting was fine.
Yeah, the fighting was fun.
That's what made it fun. The fighting was good, good action, good everything.
It did have a good couple twists with like, I forget who's her name, Ashiado or something, the Snake Woman, Policy's lady.
Adashino.
Yeah, Adashino being in on the whole thing the whole time and working with Waver was kind of cool.
Yeah,
that was pretty dope. Cool. They did a good job of like tricking me into thinking that she was evil. So good job on that front.
Yeah.
Being in on the bad guy's side.
Yeah, ish. That was
kind of.
That was good. Him trying to create his own Holy Grail. So just like, sure, explain it away, whatever. Like,
I mean, it's like I give it points for that because I'm like, oh, that's pretty clever. Like you're gonna have Waver and he's on the train and the train's gonna pass through for Yuki or whatever, and blah 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 blah. Makes sense, kind of from a Fate Stay Night point of view, but I also feel like it's just like a bunch of magic talk nonsense.
Exactly, to justify it. Which I was like, that's what you do for literally half of the Fate series. So,
yeah, so I'm fine with it.
Whatever. We get a new class called Faker.
Yeah, the Faker class. So what is she again? She's just like
She is the
historical interpretation of Iskander or something,
yeah.
Like a fake version of him.
Yeah, like the double, body double of Iskander. With no name apparently. Yeah, like I said, the main draw of this episode was awesome fighting, which I wanted, like a lot. Not saying that they didn't have that before, but like this episode is just lots of action.
Lots of fighting. I liked Waver actually played a role in some of the fighting. Like he actually did shit, not like in Fate Zero.
I love how he did like that one spell, and then he was like, "Well, I can't fight anymore.
I'm done, guys. I did my one thing. I'm out."
Oh my god, it sucks. Why did they remind us how like useless he is in a fight?
At least the priest was cool though. He came up and showed up.
Oh yeah, he like did some shit.
That priest is super overpowered. If he was like in Fate Zero or like Fate Stay Night or some shit, he would have ripped everybody apart.
Yeah, he probably would have killed some servants.
I'm thinking he could kill Kodamine at this point. Like he just fucking has.
Oh, absolutely.
Insane powers.
He probably learned his. Kotamine probably learned from this.
I want this guy to be in Fate Granddaughter. I want to roll him in the gacha. So I
hope he's not dead.
5-star.
He kind of took a wound to like the chest. I thought did he kick her? Did she kick him?
I think she like kicked him over into a tree or something.
Oh, okay. Because I'm just like, that was just a kick. Why are you bleeding?
Yeah.
From your chest.
I mean, it could be that she kicked him so hard she like collapses through his chest or something. Sparta kicked him.
Sure.
The one thing I didn't like about this episode, and just I guess in general with the thing that they're going for, is this whole notion that a lewd talisman can just disrupt mystic eyes. I'm sure there's some like I gotta go back and rewatch to see the logic to how it works, but it seems pretty stupid. Like, what? If Shiki's gonna kill me with her fucking eyes of depth perception, I can just throw, like, a porno mag at her and, wow! My eyes are useless now! Porn!
No, he did cast a spell on it, which then interrupted the eyes. Like, he didn't just literally throw it and just say, oh, here's just an object. Fuck your Mr.
Just look at something shiny. Don't look at me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he used magic on it.
Yeah, it still seems kind of lame. It kind of, like, diminishes the value too much of, like, I mean, but that's the problem with having, like, something that's so powerful, like Sharingan, where it's like, oh, this is so powerful. And then you give it to everybody, so you have to find, like, a counter to it, and now it kind of seems so trivial.
Well, it wasn't so much a counter, because it was only one time only. Like, he was like, I need time to, like, cast this magic on this thing. And then for that one moment, it didn't work.
Alright, fair enough.
And in the end, it's not that's not what killed it. It was Excalibur. I mean, wrong
Mynad, yeah.
Yeah, wrong Mynad. Whatever, same shit.
You're pronouncing it wrong, Drew. Why are you not pronouncing this ancient Britannian name correctly?
Sorry, you're right. Excalibur.
Excalibur, but with Lance.
Excalibur Lance.
Lance variant. Yeah, so one more episode left of this series, this series. This is a show I don't think is going to get an episode, or season 2. Maybe it might. I don't think so, though.
And you know what? And if it doesn't, I won't be sad.
It was still better than last Encore.
Not saying much.
Exactly. Anywho, at least it's enjoyable. Anywho, let's move on. We have Speaking of not enjoyable, we have Fruits Basket.
Yikes.
Last episode 25. Alright, but come on. This episode sucked compared to last week's episode.
You're right. I actually can't defend. I literally cannot defend it. Like, it was just so, like... Yeah, I feel like... It's literally just like, okay, guys, we focus on Kyo, we needed something with Yuki.
Yeah, let's just throw this episode of Yuki in here. And it was so much lower intensity, lower stakes. It was like,
because there was nothing about it.
You can't make any.
Empty.
Yeah, it was like this felt like a filler episode.
Yeah, exactly. Like, everything was fine. The flashback, literally everything up to literally, if it just ended with Kyo and like the sensei
leaving, like where he's leaving,
and they just ended there. Boom, great episode. Loved it. The flashbacks were cute, made me sad. Kyo smiling and being happy fills my heart up with joy. That's it. I needed that. That's all I needed. But then, no, sad boy Yuki had to come around, and even though there's nothing driving the sadness or whatever, he just had to be there being sad. Oh, I'm sad because I saw Kyo's form, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, nah, I wasn't feeling it. You know what they should have done is they should have just made last week's episode, like, longer, like, make it, like, 35 minutes or something, and add the first part of this episode onto that, and it would have been a perfect ending.
Perfect ending. It's not even that, like, yes, it is obvious by now that Kyo is clearly my favorite. I said this from literally episode 1. But I'm like, yeah, y'all could have done something with Yuki. Yeah, it's gonna do something with Yuki. Just, like, something more coherent. It just felt so random. Like, it was not executed well.
It wasn't. It was just... Yeah, it kind of just felt like it was just there. And, like, the first half was just an extension of last week, which was fine. And the Yuki scene was just like... I don't have much to say about it, because it was just Yuki. It was literally Yuki being sad. It was Yuki being sad. And being like, but Toru, you make me happy, Toru. Toru, I love you.
Toru, I'm sad.
I kind of feel like this is clearly getting a second, part.
Which I told you was happening.
Yeah.
I don't know why you were like, oh, they're getting second season. I'm like, this is clearly getting
They introduced new characters at the end, too. They had,
exactly.
so they're totally doing a second
part.
They
literally, and everyone was saying, I feel like something big is going to happen. It's
going to be like a second season or something.
This like nothing's going to happen. Like a second season. Oh my god, shut up. All right, we get it.
Well, the second season, we don't know. I don't think they announced when it's going to happen, unless they have and didn't see it. 2020, just randomly. We still... Isn't Card Captor supposed to get a second season, too?
I
Clear Card
think so. I believe so.
I don't know if they're going to be at the same time. That'd be interesting.
Oh, that's too much.
So much,
Uh,
so much beautiful art.
yes.
So do you want to rate it?
Yeah. Um. Hmm.
I think my rating's gonna seem really harsh, but go for it.
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
I'm going to give it a 7.
I feel like you're gonna go a lot lower than that.
No,
I think.
7. It was 7. I was choosing between 7 and 7.5 in my head, and
Oh,
I leaned towards 7.
okay.
It's just
I was gonna give it an 8,
mm,
but yeah, that or and I was between an 8 and 8.5, and then like that
no.
and then that episode happened, and then I really had to
Like
think
for
because
me,
like on one.
this season it had such good high notes though.
It did. It had some really good episodes. It had some really good episodes, and like surprisingly, the ones with like Toru's friends were among the best ones.
Yeah,
For me, I feel like that's kind of the problem, though, isn't it?
yeah,
It's like
exactly.
it's a good thing, but it's also kind of the problem. It's like you guys executed that so well, and then this
Everything
episode
else
of
was just
Yuki.
bad. It's a big issue that Yuki's just so uninteresting and not at all like his emotional growth and like dilemma and problem or whatever is just a character arc. It's just nowhere near as interesting
As
as
Kyo's,
Kyo's.
and not as believable. To me, Yuki is more or less the same thing. Like it's like
I feel like
he
that's
had
because
like
they're gonna
this.
do something in season 2 with him though.
Yeah, I feel like season. I feel like season one was very. I can't say it was very Kyo like heavy
Mm.
because you remember there's a long drought where it was like neither Kyo nor
Yeah, and that's
Yuki.
why I think like that's why I'm bringing down stuff because there was so many episodes where it's just like, all right, this was just an episode of Fruits Basket, not much. I feel like it's either nothing happens and it's just whatever, or it's like, wow, this was an incredible episode. But more often than not, it's just like, it's an episode.
It was like an episode happened, stuff
Yeah,
happened, like, and I feel like what made instead of like an 8, what made it to 7.5 is like if it was 8, that'd be because like my bias, because literally because I love Kyo so much.
I feel,
I love Kyo and Haru so much.
I feel like you can supercut this. Like, it should have. I want to say it should have been less than 25 episodes. I feel like it was way too stretched out. Maybe not 13 episodes, but definitely not 25 episodes.
I wouldn't say so. Like there's just like I also think that some scenes could have just been done better. Really could have just been like some scenes could have just been done better. Also, they could have just done a better job with Yuki. Like I think that's a huge problem with it.
The rating of just Yuki out of 10.
Like it's like it's fine if Yuki's character isn't like so compelling. It's fine if that's the case, but like he's the main character.
But Drew, he has a garden of vegetables in the backyard, though.
And I could not care less. And it's like it feels like his only character growth is the fact that he likes Toru, and that's it. That is literally it. He's like, I talk to people more, and I have like more conversations with people, and I'm like, where? I don't see it.
And even then, it's like, okay, good for you. That's not a huge, like, compared to everyone else's traumas, that's not, like, a huge thing. Like, I was a little bit less social than I am now, and I'm slightly more social.
But I don't see it. I don't see it. Like, it would be more impactful.
He doesn't hang out with anyone else. He doesn't hang out with anyone else. He just hangs out with
He
Toru.
just hangs out with Toru, exactly.
Kyo hangs out with more people than Yuki does.
Exactly. Like Kyo's way more dynamic, and Yuki was just. It's just very one note, and I'm just like, it actually makes me very sad because this anime's so fucking pretty.
I know he. They should do more of like him being in trap outfits and stuff. Like he needs to. They need to play that up more for season 2. I want Yuki to be in the dress constantly. Turn this 7 into a 9.
But yeah, like, and I realized the other episodes were like basically introducing the other characters, which once again is fine. good. I liked some of the other characters and like their dramas and stuff, but it really is just Yuki.
Yeah.
It's really just Yuki that's
drags us
stopping
down
me
a lot.
from. It really does. And this episode really, it like, if this episode was better, it would have shown like the very glaring like problem with it. I think.
Yeah. If you left Yuki in the background and then like focus on literally anyone else.
Anyone else, and it would have been fine.
Alright. That's enough Yuki bashing. We'll see
Yeah.
this in part 2. It can redeem Yuki, you can redeem yourself in part 2!
But you know who doesn't need any redemption at all?
Who?
Let's talk about what I guess is our episode of the week because we
Yep.
haven't said about anything else.
Yep.
Carole and Tuesday, episode 22.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I'm impressed that they managed to keep making it more and more insane with each episode.
They like I never thought it was they took it there.
Yeah.
They literally went there.
Yeah. We had first off Dahlia, Angela's mom, passing away.
Rest in peace, Mama.
Mm-hmm. So sad. Of course, you had to give her like dying secret, like, "Oh, you're not my child." That.
You're my son, but I love you. I know. Like,
Also, Tao's a dick. Wow. I was expecting him to like do something, not just Angela's texting me help. I don't have time for this shit.
yeah, and I love seeing the contrast. Angela is there just like drugged out of her mind, being like fuck my life, and then Carole and they're just like, oh my god, we're making a song with Space Beyonce.
Yay! Let's pick out our outfits. Which, by the way, Carole this is the one time Tuesday had a better outfit than Carole. Their Grammy outfits.
Wait, you said Carole twice.
I said Tuesday had a better outfit than Carole.
Oh, yes, no, I agree. Actually, I know you probably thought it was into Carole because she's the black girl, but no, Tuesday's outfit was like very, very cute. I can actually see it in real life, someone wearing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what the fuck Carole is wearing.
Sorry, Carole, you did not bring your A game to the Grammys this year.
Yes, I need to resurrect Joan Rivers so she can just shit all over Carole's outfit. But yeah, I love how like I did like the montage of like Space Beyonce like putting them to work. Like it wasn't just like, oh my god, we're having a fun time and everything. Like you could see them like actually going back and them being like frustrated or
coming up with new ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
Testing it out.
It was great. Oh my god, and the birthday song to Carole.
Oh. That was really adorable.
This episode is literally just everywhere with my emotions.
I know. It's like... I love it, it's hilarious. It's just so weird to have like a scene where it's like Carole and Tuesday, and then Tuesday's like, happy birthday, and it's all sweet and nice and cute. And then you jump to Angela, and Angela's like dying.
Yep, Mama died.
Yeah. Why is everything happening to me? I'm like, guys, you gotta stop playing with my emotions right now.
The night of the Grammys, too.
Mm-hmm. Can't get worse for Angela.
Oh,
well, I mean,
it did. Oh, also, I love the. This is such an American anime. The host is literally just going out of his way, making fun of Hillary Trump.
Yeah, I was like, that's a little nice monologue.
And just like kind of like making fun of guests and making fun of like the audience.
You're like, oh, you forgot to shave today, like you did every day for the past 30 years.
And I'm just like, oh my god, that's like, first of all, stop coming for Keanu Reeves like that. So yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I will say though that the song was very underwhelming.
Really?
Like,
I love the song. You mean Carole and Tuesday's song?
Yeah.
I love the song.
No, it was very blah. It was very blasé. Like I was like, it was cute, but that was not. It felt. I feel like I need that. Like if it was just Carole and Tuesday singing that song, yes, I'd be like, yeah, that's cute Grammy song, very them song.
Mm-hmm.
But like, when you have Space Beyonce in it, I needed like an extra like. I needed like
Layer.
I need an extra layer. Like the song needs to be like a little not their style, not like there's a third person. I just didn't get that from Space Beyonce. Space Beyonce's just like I'm just doing vocals for.
So what
song.
you're saying is you're glad they didn't win best new artist. They did deserve that reward.
I would say Angela's songs are better overall. Yeah.
Oof, spicy take. I'm sure Carole Tuesday.
I mean, I do like. I think personally, I feel like I like Carole Tuesday songs more, but they were extraordinarily one note, and Angela's had great production, and she has an awesome voice.
Fair enough. I also don't know who I like more.
Great production and great variety.
I feel like I love Angela's songs more as a whole, like her discography.
Yeah, it's like her discography overall is like better.
Carole Tuesday have some good songs, but they also have some not so good songs here and there. So I don't know. Also, I did love that their song was a reference to Angela's song in the Mars Brightest contest was Light a Fire, and this one was After the Fire.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. So it's like a nice little symbolism metaphor thing there.
That just makes it so much more heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that is just so, and I'm like, no.
And also, Carole Tuesday's song in Mars Brightest was Loneliest Girl, and Angela's just broken at this point. So I don't know if that's some foreshadowing.
Yeah, and just like in this episode, I like Angela's song better.
Really? Which one? Which one? The new ending song or the one she sang on the?
It wasn't the same thing.
I have no idea.
It was the same song.
It's just a continuation of the song.
It was a continuation of the same song.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. It kind of I didn't hate it because it sounded like it gave me like James Bondy kind of vibes.
What? It was like first of all, that song was obviously incredibly powerful for like what was happening.
I mean, she just keeps saying broken and what's the answer over and over again. Lyrically wasn't impressive.
Well, the other one was just like give a little bit of my love to you.
Listen, I'm a sucker for good lyrics. I love good lyrics. Angela's lyrics, weak sauce. Her singing talent way better. The song was sung better. But
I like the ambience of the song. It reminds me of I hate to go on this wee little tangent, but like I was feeling mad because like I was waiting for my boyfriend to come like from his job, and I was waiting for him, and I was getting so upset. And there's a song that Jhené Aiko released, and it's called Trigger Protection, which is that's literally what the song was. It was a mantra. And she's kind of just saying more or less the same words over and over again. But it's like it has a very groovy vibe. And it has like the chimes. Like the whole point of the song is to calm your spirit. And I'm like that song is like a whole mood. I'm like, that's what Angela's is. Except
it's a very depressing mood. It's a very suicidal mood.
Yeah. No, because that's what the whole...
I mean, I get it.
What's going on in the song, and that's why I'm like, yes, it works. This is what I need. Yes, I'm not saying maybe you shouldn't listen to it if you're like looking for something to pump you up.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it if I work out tomorrow.
Or if you're feeling sad, you probably shouldn't listen to that either. But or you can, because why not be in your feelings? But I don't know, for what it did in that moment in the anime, I liked it.
I did just like generally like the ending of Angela collapsing and then going through the whole like I see you thing. So shit happened this episode. Can't wait till next week to see what that
I was literally like I was devastated. Like it just felt very devastating at the end. This is a very
It's only gonna get crazier because we're gonna go back to the politics thing and Hillary Trump is going to be like, we got to nuke Earth. Kill all the refugees or something crazy or some shit's going to happen. So, that
Yeah.
was that. If you guys enjoyed this week in anime and enjoyed us talking about it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you can catch us every week as we do our podcast. Also, make sure if you haven't already, do follow us on Twitter, Twitch, and Discord. You can even go the extra mile and donate to us on Patreon. We have that linked in the description below, like all these lovely patrons here. Also, if you do join Patreon, you can vote. You can vote for what show we will be covering next season, the next season's podcast. So that's going to be coming up very, very soon. So if you join now, you can vote on that, and you can have some input in what we cover. And we also have a preview guide for the fall 2019 anime season. It should be up relatively soon, so be sure to check that out if you are on the fence about what you want to watch this upcoming season. Drew, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, just once again, I feel like I just have to plug that song, Jene Aiko, Trigger Protection. Watch it. As it's in the song, protect your energy, because if you don't, you're gonna probably end up like Angela.
Yes, we don't want to end up like Angela.
No,
this has been Soroni and
Drividu.
we'll catch you guys later. Later!
Bye!